Hello, and welcome to Fearless Fridays with Frank. For the next couple of weeks, I thought I'd talk about steps to learning a song. Now, these are probably not new concepts to you, and I've compiled them over the years from teachers and colleagues and added some things of my own, and I hope that they will help you in the process of learning a song. So much of the time, we try to do everything at once. The words, the music, the rhythm, everything. And I say it's kind of like baking a cake. If you put everything in the pan and put it in the oven, the cake comes out half-baked, which sometimes is a little bit like our songs. So we have to follow the recipe. So, what do you think the first step is? I can hear all over the place my students, because of course they are listening, say text. So you have to learn the text first. So if it's in a foreign language, the most important thing is to translate it with a word-by-word translation. And in my day, we used to have to take the dictionary and look up every word, and we had the 501 verbs. But today, it's so easy for you. You just need to go to a source on the internet, like IPA source, and look it up. Make sure that all that is in there is correct. And sometimes the IPA symbol that they give you is the one that is in the dictionary, but in their diction, we say that IPA symbol differently than we might in just the spoken language. So make sure you have that right. And what I would do is I'd write that over the text in your music. Now, if you're doing an English song or a song that's in your own language, make sure that you look up any words that you may not know. I always think of "Now sleeps the crimson petal," because it says, "Now sleeps the crimson petal, now the white, nor winks the gold fin in the porphyry font." What is gold fin? What is the porphyry font? Go look it up. I think it's probably something that you would not have imagined. Once you do this, then you want to start speaking the text. I would write out the text in a notebook, and you can put your IPA above it, you can put your word-for-word translation below it, you can put a working translation under that, which means it's as close to the spoken rhythm of the foreign language and the syntax of the foreign language. Then I would speak the text loud with continuous sound, which we might call legato, sustaining the vowels as you would in singing. Smoothly connect all the sounds with no glottal stops or pulsing of the breath. You are working on breath management, legato, and continuous resonance. So even in this step, you're working on your technique. And then really speak the text, bringing out the important words, the important syllables. Make sure you understand in the foreign language where the stressed syllables are and how the language flows. This is why it's so important that you speak the text by itself, so that when you get to the music, you understand how the language is supposed to flow. Now, the next step I talk about is text and using your imagination. So I like to completely answer all these questions in a notebook. So, completely answer the time. When is the year? What is the date, the season, the time of day or night? Secondly, where does the story take place? Take in consideration the language in which you're singing, the country, the city, locations, and be as specific as a certain place outside or a certain place in your house. And the character. Use your imagination, which I've talked about a lot, and be specific and make it interesting. What's the sex? What's the age, the education, the social status? Give a biography as it is pertinent to the song. To whom is the character singing? So important. Is it oneself, many others, someone else? If singing to someone else, give a history of their relationship. Next, is the song representational? Does the audience look in on what you are doing in the scene? Or is it presentational? You are singing directly to the audience and include them in your scene. The scene setting. Like I said, the time of day, describe the specific place and what you see, hear, smell, and touch. So much of this might be given to you in an aria when you're being staged, but in a song and when you have the aria by yourself, you need to use your imagination and come up with things. And one of the most important things is that you must know what happened just before that causes you to sing these words right now. And it must be something that's critical and urgent. It can't be something that's insignificant. So you have to find this because that's what creates the motivation for you to sing this, not 10 minutes from now or a year from now, but right now. Then, what is so important is that you memorize the text and perform it as a spoken monologue. You should not go to the next steps of rhythm and melody and all of that until you have done this. Imagine your surroundings of the story and perform it like the text in a realistic monologue in a play. Move around, sit down, lie down, do whatever makes sense. And if you're dealing with a foreign language in a text, you must be able to do this monologue in the foreign language and in a working translation. Thank you so much, and I look forward to sharing with you next time the next step, which is the rhythm. Thank you, and happy singing.